I think this game was meant to be. I used a line this week I've never used in my life, but since our basketball team had beaten number one, our baseball team had done it, I said, fellas, if fate means for us to win this game Saturday, let's give it a chance. Let's give fate a chance to happen. And so our guys played their hearts out, a lot of outstanding individual plays, and we held on, got a few breaks here and there. But that's the best our offense has played ever since I've been here, without a doubt. Score 5 touchdowns out of about 8 real possessions, 7 or 8, something like that, was the best we played. Steven Garcia played the best he's ever played. Alshon, he's something else. And all the guys, though, all the guys were very good. 6 of 11 third downs again. We had some good time-consuming drives, and I think it's just meant to be. Fate was on our side to be the number one in all 3 major sports in 2010. So it was a good win for us. Hopefully we can get ready for Kentucky next week, Vandy, Tennessee, and on down the line, and try to improve on this. Hopefully we don't go around and brag and talk about this game too much longer after tomorrow, and we can get ready for our next game against Kentucky. But it's an interesting game, very interesting game. Fast game as far as not a lot of change of possessions and so forth. Had a few different plays here and there, but really proud of our guys. Proud of offensive line, played dang well, very well for our guys, our team. So it was just a super team effort, and we'll take it and try to move on to the next one.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
So how big was it to get up on top of them as quick as you did first?
Well, I think they scored first. They only had to kick a field goal, though, and then I think we scored our next 3 possessions, and then really only had one more. I think that we sort of messed up there in the first half. We had the holding penalty. That's what it was. So it was a slow game. Alabama, they stayed on the field a lot until we stayed on the field a lot there in the second half. But anyway, it was just a super game. Our defensive kids played their hearts out. Alabama's a big, strong team, as you can see. But we threw and caught. Stephen was 17 out of 20. How about that against number 1 defense in about every category? I don't know how many categories, but to score 35 on them and not have to kick a field goal, that's probably what we're most proud of. Because if you can score touchdowns on your chances, it's usually hard to lose. And we were able to do that today.
Steve, were you surprised that they seemed to be kind of staying away from the run early on? It looked like it was all McElroy on that first drive.
You'll have to ask them all about that. But it was good to get ahead a little bit and let them start throwing the ball. Yeah, that was probably to our advantage. Although they hit one long pass there, we sort of messed up a coverage there. But anyway, you got to ask those guys about that.
Steve, did you see anything in the last 2 weeks to make you believe this was coming or possible?
Playing at home, we've been pretty good in this all garnet jerseys. Playing at home, we've been pretty good lately. And if we could just not beat ourselves and tackle a little bit better. I think our guys tackled a lot better today. Then we've got a pretty good team. And Stephen took care of the ball, except had that one crazy play. He said he thought he had a guy around on his back, and I said, well, Stephen, it's a safety either way. If you go down with it or whatever, it's still a safety. I don't think he quite knew that. But anyway, that was by far, that was Stephen's best game. That was his best game that he's played here at South Carolina.
Coach, you just led your team to probably one of the biggest victories in the history of this football program in your career. I mean, are your toes tingling? Are you excited right now?
Well, it was nice to be the number 1 team. There's no question about that. It's nice for the University of South Carolina, for our football program. It's nice for all these recruits that came here and watched today and said, dang, these South Carolina guys can play some ball. And we did. We played some ball today. We didn't give a bunch of fumble returns or block punts. We didn't do any of that. We had to play ball today. Played to the end and looked up, and we'd beaten the number 1 by a couple of touchdowns. So hopefully it will be something we can build on. But again, if we go up to Kentucky and go to Vandy and get beat, we'll look back and say, man, that was a lot of fun that one night we had in Columbia. So we got to build on it. We really do. We have to build on it. We're not a great team that we just show up and play. We got to play a lot of fire and effort and smarts if we do that, then obviously we're a pretty good team.
Coach, talk about how after the start of the second half with the safety and then they kicked the field goal, the way your offense came back and put together that long drive and
Well, that was a
got
good one.
momentum back.
Yeah, that was a good one, and then, of course, they scored quickly. They hit that touchdown right, I think, first play of the fourth quarter, second play, something like that. So it's a 7-point game with all kind of time left. So it was anybody's game at that point. And fortunately, Alshon, we made another little drive there. Alshon caught the fade route, took it down the 6-yard line, and in 3 runs, we got it in there with Marcus and the offensive line. So, I mean, that was something we couldn't do since I've been here to this year, to run the ball in the end zone from the 3-yard line against Alabama. And in fact, I don't know if we could ever do that when I was coaching in Florida, from the 3-yard line straight in. That's hard to do. But Coach Elliott had a lot of confidence in those guys. He said run it. He sometimes looks at the defense in front and he'll get us to change it or whatever. He said go ahead and run it. And our guys blocked it super, and Marcus has a way of knifing in between guys and got that last TD in there.